Hi everyone, it's me, Beatty Kelly Sunflower. So I thought I'd hop on and do a flip through of my most recent tarot decks. It's called the Sacred Sisterhood Tarot, and it's a deck and guidebook for fierce women. So I've had this deck on pre-order for quite a while. So if I have a look at the back of the box. So it says, creatively and beautifully re-imaged around the female identity, this tarot deck and guidebook will empower readers to reclaim tarot as a tool for self-care, spiritual growth, and self-actualization. Even beginners can use this deck to draw meaning from the universe as they learn to interpret and analyze the symbols within the ancient art of tarot. Readers will learn about tarot spreads, shuffling techniques, and how to cleanse and use the deck, even for a quick yes-no answer. Detailed keywords and meanings are provided for all 78 cards, whether they are upright or reversed. And then the author is an intuitive tarot reader and astrologer based in New York, New Jersey. She offers tarot and birth chart readings and helps women connect with their inner goddess. You can join her on Instagram and it gives you her Instagram handle. Okay, so the box lifts up like this. Take everything out. Got the inside of the box. So the cards sit like that. It's got stars there and it's all in your hands. Okay, so before we look at the cards, let's have a look at the guidebook. So let me see how many pages the guidebook has. 80 pages. Nice colour illustrations. I like the pentacle on her back. Oh, I like the way this is laid out. This is the first edition, published in 2021 by Red Wheel Books, an import of Red Wheel, Wiser. Look how nicely laid out the content pages. So it says meet Awashni, that's the author, meet Connie, that's the illustrator, the tarot deck explained, meet your deck, ways to use your deck, female symbolism in the tarot, the spreads, when it goes through the major arcanas and the minor arcanas. So this is the creator. My first deck. I bought my first deck after a bad breakup. I suppose it's true when they say that it's usually through the rejection of love by another that we find the motivation to learn how to love ourselves. I realized that there was a void in me that needed to be filled and was determined to find out how. Pulling the cards transported me to a world that I had not known I was missing. A way not only to express myself and use this new voice I was finally discovering, but also a way in which I could communicate with the higher power that I had been told to fear since my childhood. Learning to use my deck. In retrospect, the first time I held my own deck of cards, I also experienced an overwhelming sense of intimidation and confusion. Looking for teachers, guides to explain all the symbols and characteristics left me feeling inferior and a bit out of my league. But I soon discovered that these feelings were a reaction from my spirit, who knew we were about to embark on a journey of immense change. Over the years, I have since learned through different resources and practices to use the cards in a way that not only helped me to gain access to these parts of myself that needed healing, but also to celebrate parts of myself that has become disempowered. In writing this book, I'm hoping to pass not only on what I learned about tarot, but also what I'm still learning. I think Connie is the illustrator. Oh, no, she's the artist and illustrator. How to begin. Tarot appeared in my life when I was just a child. I played reading the future with poker cards and made up the meanings. Fortunately, I grew up in a home where esotericism and symbolism were another way of understanding life. That must be why, without knowing the actual meaning as a teenager, I fell in love with the Wheel of Fortune from the major arcana. There was something about the magnetism that mesmerized me. Maybe I felt identified with the fact that I'm constantly looking for changes. My first deck. Finally, in my early 20s, I bought my first tarot deck and studied every book that I found. But with time, I realised the important thing was not to memorise the meanings of each card, but to really experience them until you can decipher the true meaning according to your own personal story. Therefore, in 2019, I created my first tarot deck, Tarot de Forest, and now this one. My perception of where I am, what surrounds me, has muted. The Wheel of Fortune has made it magic again. And now women can be the empresses, but also the emperors, and kings and knights. Then it talks a bit about the deck. And I like the way that it gives page numbers. So the major arcana, and it gives you the page number there. The minor arcana, and it gives you page numbers there. I like that it's pictorial. I like the fact that it's got like a page margin there, and the colour of the paper is kind of like off-white. Very nicely laid out. So it looks like each page has got like a different colour, but it's very colour coordinated, and it's very easy to read the book, for me anyway. So it talks about how to meet your deck. It talks about meditation, grounding, holding your deck. And then it talks about how to cleanse the deck. You know, you can use herbs, you can use crystals, you can use the moon. Beautiful. How to shuffle your deck, overhand shuffling, which I tend to do. Half cut, the fan, jumper cards. Also talks about reversals and how to do readings. Tells you ways to use your deck. Tarot is traditionally used for divination through pulling cards and placing them in different spreads. While that can be very useful, there are many other ways which you can incorporate the tarot into your self-care practices. So it talks about journaling and meditation and candle magic, which I love doing, and angel numbers and shadow work. When it talks about the female symbolism in the tarot, throughout religious and spiritual history, direct focus on the role that women have played hasn't always been emphasized or recognized. So, what of the tarot? Although tarot was created during a time when the patriarchy maintained tight control over the roles that women were allowed to assume, a lot of female influence and feminine symbols appear throughout this deck. So, for example, the major arcana, it says here, the major arcana has 8 original feminine figures: the High Priestess, the Empress, Strength, Justice, Temperance, the Star, the Moon, the World. These cards show us the archetypal roles played by women and the divine gifts that reside deep within. And when it goes through each of the cards and tells you how that's possible. And then for the minor arcana, from the cups to the swords, there is a touch of divine feminine wisdom in each suit. If we look at the pentacles, we see feminine influence in its focus on nature and remaining connected to the cycles of the earth. In the cups, we see feminine influence in its emphasis on emotional intelligence and tapping in our intuition. To the wands, we see the pattern and the creativity of the feminine. And in the swords, we see the feminine in the focus on creativity and truth. When you look for it, the essence of the feminine is heavily saturated in the tarot, and this deck works to enhance and highlight these symbols. Talks about the spread, and then it's got 1 card spread, 2 card spread, 3 card spread. It's got 2 3 card spreads. 3 card spread for relationships. 6 card spread for clarity. Horseshoe spread. Celtic cross, which I tend to use. Let me see the placement. So position 1 is the energy. Position 2 is the problem. Position 3 is the influences. Position 4 is the distant past. Position 5 is the resources. 6, the future. 7, the solution. 8, the outside influences, 9 the emotions, and 10 the future outcomes. So some of the placements are a bit different. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? That looks like the High Priestess with the moon on her head and her scroll. That talks about the major arcana. And then for each card, it gives you a fully colour illustrated picture. It gives you keywords for upright and reverse. So for example, upright for the Fool, the keywords are new possibilities, a fresh start, opportunities for growth, innocence and instinct. And for reversed, it's recklessness, crazy schemes, wildness, stillness, irresponsibility. And then for a yes/no answer, it's a yes, but posed with caution. And it gives you an upright meaning and a reverse meaning. And it does that for each of the 22 cards in the major arcana. So the sides of the major arcana in the book are all red. So that's nice colour coding, which I do like. It helps me break things down. And then the minor arcana has got kind of like a blue, I don't know what you call this. Is it a ruler at the side of the page? So it talks about the minor arcana. I wonder what card that is. That looks like the Ace of Pentacles. And then for each minor arcana, you get the keyword, the upright position, yes, no, or maybe. Oh, that's interesting. So the Ace of Pentacles is a yes. The Two of Pentacles is a no. It gives you the upright meaning and the reverse meaning. I wonder what cards are maybe then. Okay, so the cups are this pinkish ruler at the side. The wands have got this greyish kind of thing at the side. And the swords have got like another shade of blue. Credits. This deck is dedicated to many faces that make up our sisterhood today and many who paved the way. With this deck and guidebook by your side, we hope that you can begin tapping into the divinity that lives in each and every one of us. We'd also like to thank Quattro Publishing for bringing this vision to life. This card looks like the Seven of Swords because there's 7 swords around her hairline. Okay, so let's have a look at the cards. Let's see for size. So this is my Wandering Star Tarot deck. That's about the same size as a regular Rider-Waite-Smith card. So I'd say that these cards are the size of a regular Rider-Waite-Smith. I like the back of the cards. You know, you've got pomegranates, kind of flowers, feathers. I like the colouring. It's very nice, very soothing to the eye. And as you can see, the cards are reversible. Okay, so let's have a flip through the cards. It's got a very modern kind of feel to it. I love the fact that the Magician is an older female. High Priestess, beautiful. Oh, I love this Empress, you know, nicely full-figured. Beautiful. The Emperor looks quite young. Most Emperors, in my opinion, in tarot decks are always kind of like mature. So this is saying that you can be an entrepreneur at a young age. The Hierophant. The Lovers. It's a same-sex relationship. I like the fact that the Chariot's on a bicycle. Beautiful. Strength. Hermit. Wheel of Fortune. Justice. This is an interesting Justice card. It's more revolutionary to me than courtish. The Hanged One. Death. Temperance. The Devil. See, I like this Devil card because even though, you know, the characters are chained, they're not held down by the chains because they've still got movement. The Tower. The Star. The Moon. The Sun. Judgment. And the World. Look at all the different hands of all the different ethnicities. It's beautiful. So it starts off with the Suit of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, isn't it interesting that the Three of Pentacles is pregnant in this deck? Normally the Empress is pregnant. That's interesting. Four of Pentacles, graduate there, weighing up their options now, their financial options I should say. Six of Pentacles, seven. Oh, this woman looks like a paraplegic woman. Her legs are missing there. So it does also embrace disabilities. Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. It's the Page. The Knight of Pentacles is in the wheelchair. The Queen of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles. Beautiful. So moving on to the Suit of Cups. You've got the Ace of Cups. The Two of Cups. The Three of Cups. Four of Cups. The Five of Cups. Cups. Six. Seven. Eight of Cups. Wow, looks like this person's escaping rather than walking away. Really trying to get away. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Nine of Cups. They're both comfortable within their own bodies. And Ten of Cups, the younger couple. You've got the Page. The Knight. The Queen. And the King. Wow, I love the sunflower for the Ace of Wands. Isn't that beautiful? Two of Wands. Three of Wands. Four of Wands. Beautiful. 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, somebody with an artificial leg. 9 of Wands. And 10 of Wands. She looks exhausted. You get the Page. Oh, look at that knitting. The Knight. The Queen. And the King. Looks like a Leo. Moving on to the suit of Swords. Got the Ace of Swords. The Three of Swords. 4 of Swords. That's chilling. A nice book and cat. 5, 6, 7 of Swords. 8 of Swords. She's quite tightly bound, isn't she? No room for escape there. 9 of Swords. And 10 of Swords. It's like mother and daughter. Page. Knight. Queen. And King. Wow, this is a beautiful deck. Let me see how this have a card shuffle. They shuffle quite smooth. Cardstock to me is a bit cardboardish, but that doesn't bother me because I don't riffle shuffle, so I don't know how a riffle shuffler would find this deck, but for me, beautiful. This deck, you know, it embraces age, it embraces disability, and even colour, because even though most people are melanated in this deck, it shows different types of melanated people. Black, Indian, Oriental, you know, it looks like a really nice deck, and I'm looking forward to working with it. I will leave a link to this deck in my description bar. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.